Happy Saturday. I'm excited tonight. The a gang is back together and we are excited to just go live for episode 2 of Waiting Now What. So definitely come on in, come on in. Yes. So first of all, I had such a good time all week in our singles segment, just connecting with singles, men and women, just chatting it up, getting their perspective on things. If you missed any of those segments, definitely go back to at Waiting Now What. It is still there. But let's just go ahead and dig into it. So y'all already know I'm Candace. We got
Tia.
Why?
and my girl Tirsa in the head.
Hi
So
guys, I am Tirsa Harrison, as you guys can see, but welcome.
yes, so I'm just gonna jump right in because we did a survey. Thank you all for everyone who completed the survey.
Here.
We got some interesting answers back. So I want to just put this out here to you all as well. Um, one of our first questions of the survey for women, like, would you shoot? I'm sorry, Tessa, you said something.
Yeah, before you go to it, can we tell the people why we're here? Like,
Yes.
what is the wait now? What? Like, let's go. Let's start there. That way, they'll know why we're here.
Yes, absolutely. So, waiting now what? What is it? Maybe you missed episode 1, but basically it's women from different walks of life in their singleness, normalizing conversations around waiting, dating, and all of
I
that.
think she
Oh man,
I think she went out.
got disconnected.
I think so. So while you guys are waiting, is there any way that we can see if they commenting or not? Do
I'm
you know?
about to open the one on Facebook to see so I can keep up with
Okay.
her. Oh, there she goes. She's back.
Yeah, that was so weird. Okay, basically normalizing those conversations surrounding waiting, dating, and literally all of those things in between. So when we talk about these topics, it is literally so many avenues and so many pieces of waiting, dating, and all of that. So each segment we're talking about something different as a part of that. And so this is part 2 of that. And we're just plowing forward at this point. And we sent out a survey to see like what other questions or other things that would be beneficial for us to touch on. But really the overarching goal is just normalizing these conversations because we don't really talk about it and people end up feeling like they're the only ones going through that specific thing when that completely is not the case. So the goal for this is really just breaking down those barriers and having some real conversations, not sugarcoating or any of that. Cause I'm like, I'm tired of that. I'm sick of it. Shoot, I'm sick of it. And nobody should feel like they have to suffer in silence. So it's really encouraging each other and creating a legit community. That's gonna be real. That's gonna be real because we've all had our experiences where it's like this is not helpful. So we want to have healthy and helpful dialogue surrounding these topics. So that's the basis of it.
So I have a question. Can we share what was our takeaway? Kind of like, what was your takeaway from episode 1 from us? Like our perspective. What was our takeaway? I'll start with me. I think my takeaway was waiting well. That was one of the things that God kept dealing with me about was like, Tirsa, how are you waiting? He was dealing with me about, are you waiting well? Like, how does that look in the perspective of your eyes and your walk? Like, I think that, sometimes we can wait. And when we wait in a not so good spirit. But I know that, there's a lot of people that may say, well, you know what, marriage is the best thing. But I also can say singleness is the best thing as well. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm not saying singleness is going to be a good day every day, all day. And I'm not saying that you're not going to, you know, miss having that companionship and, those days where you can, take pictures on social media with your babe. Like, don't get me wrong. I want all that too. But I also think about it as like, I've never had a time in my singleness where I don't have to anybody or consider anybody other than myself and say, hey, if I want to take a trip, I can take a trip. If I want to do this, I can go here and go there. So my sense of the taking away that I had in our episode one was really waiting well, and really seeing what that looks like and really dissecting that for me, right? And really seeing what waiting well looks like for me in the sense of how do I structure, what is my strategy to get to that place where you saying, God, I am content.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? Like really being content and saying, you know what, God, and I don't know if I can ever say this, but it's like, okay, even if I don't, I still know that God is good.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And so for me, it's like my mind is structuring and saying, God, I know that this is the will you have for me. You gave me this desire to, be married, to be a mother, to be a wife, to be all these things. But even if you don't have, even if that's not something I have right now, I'm still content in where I am
Mm-hmm.
in this present moment, right? And so that was my takeaway from episode one.
Yes, that was definitely a good takeaway. I think for me, a big takeaway for me was just consistently pursuing wholeness. Sometimes we think, or I'm going to say me, have this idea of,
Can you join that one to the Candace? I'm sorry.
I didn't hear what she said. Um, Pursuing wholeness, having this idea that, okay, I'm going to pursue
Candace, I'm sorry.
and then I am there.
I didn't hear what she said.
Instead of thinking it as wholeness, pursuing wholeness is progressive. It's something that I'm going to be continuously doing. That was a big thing for me because it wasn't like, oh, I arrived, I'm finished, I'm whole, I'm good. Just continually working that thing. So that was a huge thing for me, and really encouraging to hear, not even just you guys on the platform, but just other singles who reached out to me who were definitely encouraged by the conversation. Was definitely like, wow, for me. It's definitely motivation because you realize, okay, you're really not in this thing alone. It's not this small group of people just because we're all don't have bull horns, saying it to everybody. This is actually, so that those were huge takeaways for me from episode one. What about you, Tia?
Yeah, that one of what you just said, that last thing you said was a takeaway for me. Like seeing how many people, like the people in the comments when we were actually doing the actual, episode one, like the comments or the questions that was popping up. That just that part, like it's other, or even just us four. I mean, you four, the other two, and you two, like knowing that everybody else is saying this thing as a taboo too that needs to be spoken out. That was a takeaway, so that in itself, just this being a thing was a takeaway for me.
Yes. And the goal is, again, just to continue breaking down those barriers and normalizing these conversations because we are all going through it. So why not
Right.
talk about it?
Oh, that long. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, let me stop playing. But no, for real, like I love y'all. Like, but I don't want to stay in the boat all this time. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Facts.
I get the community thing, but I still want to be a part of the left ring club.
Facts.
But yeah,
Facts.
I love y'all and y'all stuck with me for life. So
Regardless, I agree with that too. So after episode one, we did send out a survey. I appreciate those who were able to fill it out. One of the questions on the survey was like, as a woman, like, how do you shoot your shot? Because typically we see that's a normal thing for guys, but as for women, is it how common is that thing? And the funny part is I text them in a group text and asked them because they didn't fill out the survey. Tirsa did not respond. So I'm trying to see, sis. Yes, I'm putting you on blast. I'm trying to see. Would you shoot your shot? Yes or no? Why or why not?
You know what? I did read that. Let me just say I did read it, and my mind replied. I'm just say that my mind replied.
That is not the same.
Right. Okay. So would I shoot my shot? It just, you know what? Honestly, it just depends. I would say that I'm one of them women. If it's on social media and you in my DM, we can keep it real because we're having conversation, right?
Right.
I'm gonna be all over your social media page trying to see what you're, right? I'm not really gonna be like, oh no, here's my number, right? I'm not gonna do that, but I do want to see what you're about. I told people, like, I don't know if I said this, but I'm one of them women that I look at the looks first, and don't get me wrong, I understand appearance is not everything, but I can't. For me, that's a whole nother story. So
Yeah.
I do look at your social media, and I do, I will evaluate that, but would I shoot my shot and be like, hey, I think you're really handsome, blah, 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 maybe we should talk and exchange numbers. I don't think that is for me personally. And it's not even about a rejection thing. I always thought that men are supposed to come to the woman.
Okay.
I always thought that was my thing. It was like, okay, I think the man is supposed to come to the woman, let him play his role. Now, after he play his role, it is okay for you to respond back. It's okay for you to say, hey, I was feeling you too. I think you're, saying you're cute too, whatever the case may be. But would I initially take that? No, because I feel like it would take the role of him being a man.
That's definitely a Tirsa answer. That's what definitely a Tirsa.
Yeah.
And surprisingly enough, I thought you would have been the one who'd have been like, yeah, I'm shooting my shot.
No. Yeah, never. It's not. So no for me. No. Yeah. So, like I said in the text, I'm more of the person that's like, I see you, see me. So I'm gonna let you know. So then you shoot your shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna let you know that when you shoot your shot, it's not going.
You see me. What do you mean by that?
Like, when a guy's attracted to you, like you said. Okay, for instance, liking all of my pictures. Okay, bro, I see you, see me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna like your pictures back, so that way you can know I see you, that you see me, and then when you shoot your shot, you know that you're not gonna fail.
That's true. Because maybe they just, some people on social media, they like all your pictures and ain't even trying to shoot their shot. They just like what you do.
But when you like them back,
that makes it true. I ain't never tried that one.
When you like them back, then it's like, okay, she see me. Okay, let me get her. That's how that happened for me. But no, like if it's ever in person, and I feel like a guy is like flirting, or I get is flirting shooting your shot?
I mean, no.
Like we legit mean like grabbing the ball and dunking it in.
Yes.
Okay,
like,
yeah, no, so I'll never do that. But like no, because I'm not even gonna lie. I'm afraid of rejection. I'm that girl that you tell me, nah, it wasn't even like that. I'd be like feeling so salty for days upon days. Like, so to save myself the embarrassment, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna shoot my shot. So if you ever want to shoot your shot with me, you probably should say something first.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I have on a few occasions, but I just want to share my this story connected to that. So
coming.
Huh?
I would have never saw her being that type of woman.
Yeah, I can. I definitely.
Twice, 2 or 3 times. I done, Okay, but let me tell you about this brick real quick because it was a brick. It was horrible, y'all. Okay, So okay, dude was flirting, and I flirted back, and I'm just like, hey, I don't. Are you seeing anyone? I'm interested in getting to know you. Yada yada yada. Okay, this is what he said. Basically, I just got out of relationship. I'm not emotionally available. Not really looking for anything right now. I responded and I said, like I really appreciate you being upfront and transparent. Because we know that sometimes people are not. They know they got a whole situation, or they know they're broken, and they'll still try to pursue something with you. So I was like, thank you for being transparent. Like enjoy the rest of your day or something like that. So basically that was it in my eyes.
You took that as a brick?
But wait, dude text me the next day.
Wait, so was this on social media?
Oh no, this was this was via text. This was via text. This
Oh,
was via
okay.
text. Okay.
Okay.
He texted me the next day and was just like hey, what you doing? And I'm looking at the text like, this was dead yesterday. We had that conversation.
Right.
Why is he texting me? So at that moment, I had to make a decision, and I wanted to tell this story because this is so common. His actions were saying something completely different than what his mouth said. So I had to decide if I was going to text back and entertain that after he made it clear, hey, I don't want what you want. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at the text and I'm just thinking like, okay, and I went back and read, our text exchange to make sure I had clarity, which I did. So I just want to bring this up because this is common. This will happen, whether it's a man or a woman. So I'm not blaming dudes, but this will definitely happen. And as the recipient of something like that, I can't allow my emotions to get involved and move forward with that. So for me, that's a no response on the text because I already know we're not on the same page. We don't desire the same things, and it's good. But think if I was to have responded to that text, which I have in previous situations, responded to the text. Now I'm on an emotional roller coaster with this person, emotionally investing in this person when they've already made it clear that we're not on the same page. They don't want what I want. That is a red flag, a flag on the play, whatever they say in football. Like we got to see that. Like,
okay, before we go further, AJ Murphy said, "Yes, sis, I'm shooting my shot all day."
and I don't blame her, but from that experience that I had, I don't think I would do that again.
So you don't think, but you don't
see. This is go ahead.
You don't think, okay? So like he said, basically let you know up front, I'm not ready for a relationship right now. But you don't think like you would have been able to just talk to him as a friend, and it's because you already like had feelings.
So for me, this is a controversial thing, and definitely respond in the comments because I'm interested to hear my personal feelings or thoughts about me being friends with a guy that I like.
Okay,
I can't do that.
Okay.
I can't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, because it ties back to that I'm getting emotionally involved with this person who, in their mind, we friends, but in my mind, I'm emotionally dating them.
Right.
We have to be mindful of too.
I guess my question would be, why did you feel the need to shoot? You felt the need to shoot your shot because you liked him in some type of way, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, so after he responds, you must have felt some type of way, and then when he texts you back the next day, you want to shut it down. Now, this is the reason why I say that is because it wasn't a rejection issue there. The issue was that, and I think I said this in the last episode, where you can be single, but emotionally taking. But this, right? When I think about that scenario, it kind of takes me to the point where it's like you shooting your shot, but then when that person tell you they're not available, come back and say, hey, X, Y, and Z, you want to shut it down.
You
Already
know, you can.
door for them to even think that it's okay. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like you already open up that door for them to say, hey, I mean, she shot her shot, even though I'm in this situation, I'm still gonna shoot my shot. And even though she can either take what I'm giving her or she can leave. Do y'all understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I left it.
That's the
Right.
reason why he felt the need that he can text you the next day and say, hey, how you doing? Because the door was open. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah, that's exactly why I had to close it,
right,
because I
right.
don't want nobody who is emotionally tangled in another situation. That's not my ministry. That's not my ministry.
That is true.
I need I desire a fully single, a fully whole individual.
Right. But what I'm saying also is I guess I'm kind of playing the other side of this. I guess why he came back and said what he said.
Because she shot her shot.
Exactly. Because he thought that he could be able to do that.
So
Yeah,
exactly.
but he could. But he could. But once he said what he said, then he couldn't. Like it was done. It was a wrap. You lost it. I shot my shot. You swiped it off the hoop. The court is closed. Like
Exactly.
okay.
Moving on.
Was like, okay, he didn't mentally, did you tell him like, yeah, because I'm gonna stop talking to you, or I don't think that we need to have a conversation because of X, Y, and Z, or just leaving him, or just shutting it down and not having no communication. But this is my thing. I think that we as singles don't know how to communicate.
Absolutely.
And I'm not saying in that situation, but I'm just saying learning as a single woman how to communicate what you need, what you want, and what you're looking for. Because at that point, yeah, you want to shut it down, but at the same time, like Tia said, what if he could have been a friend? All you could have said was, "Hey, you emotionally, in this entanglement type thing, situationship, whatever you want to call it," and like, okay, not necessarily shutting it down and not being available, because at that time you're not, right, because you know what he in. But at the same time be like, hey, you know what, when he said how you doing, I'm fine, but I want to let you know my boundary is X, Y, and Z, because you're in a relationship. I don't think this is going to work out. We could be cool, but I don't think this is going to work out. So that's what I'm saying. Like I think that sometimes we don't know how to do the friendship thing with men. You get what I'm saying? Because we always shut it down and say, hey, just because they don't like me, I like them, I can't be friends with them. And I guess that goes back to the question too.
But I get what Candy's saying though, because like if I like a guy, 9 times out of 10, we probably shouldn't continue conversation, at least until I decide, okay, I don't like him anymore. Because what I'll do is I'll find myself trying to make him want a relationship. And that's dangerous.
Yes. Yes. And that puts you in a space of like, oh, I can change his mind, or I can change this man
Yeah,
type
yeah.
situation. So
I can
I
make
personally, I don't I if I like you as a like we I'm not gonna try to be your friend. Be your friend. I'll be friendly, but be your friend like we texting or hanging out and stuff like that. That's my boundary line. And I wonder how you the people who watching what y'all friends or not? You gonna be friend of the dude or not? I'm just curious.
well, going back to some of the comments, Jamila said, yes, I would. So I'm assuming she's saying, yes, I will shoot my shot. Tiffany Jackson said, I'm watching, eye emojis. And she also clapped to what Tirsa said. And that's all we got so far.
I
And
think that's
Molly,
a slippery slope that for me, that's about protecting like my heart. Cause it's hard. That's a thin line. It's hard to separate. Okay, am I emotionally dating this person? I ain't trying to be that, because I've been there.
to
But
emotionally
And
date somebody that's not dating you back.
one of the things that I think that I had to overcome was the fact that you already, when you body, you already thinking about what the future could be with that person, and they ain't even there yet. They don't even probably know your
I'm
name.
glad you said that, because that's the real thing.
Like they don't know your name, they don't know your favorite color, they don't know what you do for your 9 to 5, and you as a woman, you already down picking out your wedding dress. That to me, that's a little bit too much. So for a man,
What to say?
they only thinking like, oh, she coming because she want to talk to me because she think I'm cute. You already you past a cute stage. You already know where you going out on your first date. And like, give them a chance to even say, hey, I do like you, but I am in this situation, right? Who's to say that could have been the person that you could have been connected with, but you didn't shut it down and you already at the aisle. That's all I'm saying. So that's why I'm like, I don't know. I can't really answer the question if I can be friends with somebody I'm attracted with. I would say absolutely probably not. But at the same time, I would not burn a bridge because I don't know how this person will feel about me, right? Because they probably have that same feeling too, where they're like, oh, I don't know. But it also goes into having self-control, really asking the Holy Spirit to give me self-control to be around this person. Because even if you're courting or you dated somebody and you know what I'm saying, and this is a person that God is going to bring you into marriage with, would you say the same thing? I like this person, but I'm gonna shut it down, even though I know this person is my future husband, just because I can control my flesh?
I mean, nah, not in that scenario.
I'm just saying. So to me, it goes back to you just saying, okay, I need to control how I shoot my shot. Whether I like them or not, I'm not going down the aisle, not imagining what my future will be with this person, right? I'm just going to shoot my shot and remain sober minded.
Absolutely.
Hey, if they do say they're available, okay, he know that I already, shot my shot, and it's on him to be a man and say, hey, how you doing?
But this is what happens. This is what I've seen happen.
Mhm.
When we okay, let's say if I was to text him back and entertain that, now we texting every day, talking every couple days. I know, and he told me from the beginning, nothing is coming of this, but I'm still entertaining that. That's how we end up in a situationships. That's why for me, I'm just like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. And it's, I mean, no hard feelings there, but that definitely is a slippery slope. Like that's a red flag for me that I just be like, no, I'm good. I'm good there.
So I just thought about it. Yeah, so I can do that because that's what I'm doing right now. So,
I can't.
okay, wait, but I didn't shoot my shot. Let's go back. I did not shoot my shot. However, it is a gentleman that I'm talking to that I'm attracted to, but we have not even had one conversation about being in a relationship.
I can't hear.
You can't hear who? Me?
Oh, we can hear you too. So,
Cheers, gone.
oh, okay. That's actually one of my questions since you brought that up. That scenario you just brought up, it makes me think of, okay, it sounds like you're in the getting to know you stage with somebody.
Yeah.
Which, okay, that's understandable. You both are feeling out, okay, is this person, do I like this person? Is this person for me? Can I, all of those things.
And so it's already been stated. It's already been stated that we like each other, right?
Okay.
But the conversation never goes to, she's back. Can you hear us, Tirsa?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So we've already stated that we liked each other, but the conversation never goes to, okay, so when are we gonna date? Or okay, what do we see? It's just like casual conversation every time we talk. So I just thought about it. Yeah, I can do that. I can.
So how long do you think, and I'm just asking, how long do you think you would, like, at what point would be a cutoff for you where it's like, okay, I got to know where this is going?
Well, I guess because we never stated that the intentions of us talking is to go in. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's kind of like one of those natural things. Like, if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. You still just happen to be a friend that I find very attractive and that I like as a person. So it's like, and to be honest, if this person was to ever be like, so I start talking to this girl, I don't even know if I'll be upset. I don't even know if I'll be upset. I feel. Oh, y'all want to read these comments? Because I almost just read one.
Oh, no, you're good. AJ said, I feel like you'll never know if you don't put yourself out there.
Woo!
I guess you know what, y'all, one of the things that I'm thinking about is how can we really have healthy relationship with men if our minds always think that you have to be in a relationship with somebody that you found attractive, or
Right.
sex. Like, I think that the church doesn't talk about having healthy relationship with men, period. Like, every man is not going to be your husband, or you may,
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying? But it's like that thing where it's like, okay, if a woman says that she has too many, have a lot of male friends, that could be frowned upon, because it's like, okay, but then out of her mouth, she's like, well, I don't get along with women. That's not cute, sis. You know what I'm saying? So I want to know, like, when is it that you can say, hey, I can have a healthy relationship with someone, even though I am attracted to him? You may not want to have any, you can be attracted to a lot of people, but that may not be the person that you're called to be with. For me, I had a tell me, there was a guy. He told me, he was like, what did he say? I want to say how he said it verbatimly, but he was like, I know it's hard for you to accept friendship from men, right? And that really pierced my heart, because I was like, I wonder why he said that. It was something about me, that, because we never really had a one-on-one conversation. It's always been in the group. So I'm trying to figure out, at that time, like, well, what would make him say that? Not even understanding, or was it something I said, or how I carry myself, whatever that may be. So that led me to examine myself and say, hey, why am I looked at as that, right? So I had to say, I can have healthy relationships with men that love God, right? Even though I do find them attractive, even though I know they're on fire for God, even though I'm like, God, could this really be? But then later on down the line, my God may say, this person came into your life just to befriend you. This person came into your life just to pray for you, to fast for you, to do community, and to serve with you alongside God in his kingdom, right?
Mm-hmm.
To have that healthy friendship as a male, so that when you get your spouse, right, he can tell you things from a male perspective. So I think that we have to shift our minds, how we think as women, and say, hey, we can have friends that are men, and it doesn't even have to go that far.
Yeah.
I definitely get what you're saying. Yeah. But when I'm thinking of like friend versus associates. Like I have a lot of just associates. I don't have a lot of close friends just in general. So like that's kind of the perspective I'm thinking of it from, because I definitely believe
Yeah.
everything you just said. But I mean like somebody I truly liked and wanted
A person.
more. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's
You ain't,
different. So I just wanted to define.
did she? She ain't say that.
Say that one more time.
I said, you ain't say that, did she, Tia? You ain't.
Nah, you just said you shot your shot. You said you shot your shot.
Yes. So I'm just add that little piece. So I won't be doing that again. It's a no.
Okay. So to bounce off what Tirsa said, because it's funny because I do say that a lot. Like let's normalize not seeing every man as is he it?
Mm.
Like, because some men just may be like Tirsa said, somebody who God sent you as a friend. Because I say all the time, I don't have many male friends, because usually all my male friends, all the men I come in contact to, we tried a relationship and it just didn't work. So like yeah, so I say that a lot, and I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Somebody tells some Kim Van out here playing ball. Mind your business.
Yeah.
Let me read some of these responses from that question on the survey. So when I asked, would you shoot your shot if you were interested in a guy? These are responses from women. Or a lot of women said not confident enough to do that. I gotta show interest and compliment his hair or his dress, but let him initiate that.
That's me.
I got a couple slide in the DMs.
I'm not.
Don't act like y'all ain't never slid in nobody DMs.
I'm not.
You know what? I don't think I ever slid. Oh, yes, I did. I did. Okay, so I shot my shot like 4 times now that I think about it. Like, yeah, like 4 times. This one said, send scriptures and tell the guy you praying for him. And I'm so sorry, y'all face. I can't stand y'all faces. Subtle cues to let the guy know you're interested. To show him first, but he has to say something first. So
Mm.
those were the responses.
I basically comment on his picture, them waves though.
Oh, and you actually touched earlier on like rejection in the whole dating process. I mean, that's an emotional roller coaster within itself, especially if you like, I'm really feeling this dude, and
That rejection come from the womb. Like you have to get that together way before you meet any. Like that can come in a lot of different areas, but yeah, definitely in relationships. The rejection part, um, yeah, I can see that in a relationship for sure, for sure. Their whole rejection thing, yeah.
yeah, why is that funny? Oh my gosh.
Molly said, "Hey boy, you want to pray with me? You looking real Davidish right now."
Like, I would love to see these comments. Like, can I?
Woo! Yeah, no, don't ever say that.
From Molly Christina.
Hey boy, you want to pray with me? You looking real Davidish.
You know,
Hey, no, but no, for real, come be my king. I cannot. Okay,
I can't.
so no, okay, so I forgot what we were just talking about.
The emotional roller coaster of dating, waiting, rejection.
Oh, rejection.
oh, okay.
So Tirsa said rejection. So rejection. Not, so I don't have. Okay, so I don't have like rejection problems in general because I'm one of those persons that I'll shoot my shot when it comes to anything but relationship wise, right? So like I'll go to a job that I know I'm not qualified for, but it's like, I mean, what's the worst they can do is say no, right? But when it comes to relationship and men's, I don't shoot my shot because of rejection. And this is what I mean. Because I'm a snapback. And I had a guy tell me, okay, now mind y'all, I don't shoot my shot. So I wasn't shooting my shot. I think I honestly feel like I was just being me. I am a very verbal, talkative, like when the setting's right, I talk to anybody, hold a conversation with anybody. And he just bluntly came out and said while I was talking to him, I don't talk to big girls.
The nerve.
First off. So that was back in my day, so I snapped back. Like,
As you should.
I'm gonna try to talk to you anyway.
Exactly.
You're not my type. Like,
exactly.
So you were just in a general conversation?
we were just having a general conversation, and I was just talking to everybody in the room. And I guess the conversation between me and him got a little long or something. I mean, and I just responded. I mean, if you like me, just say that. Like, if you started liking me, just say that. Like, if it ain't got nothing, that sounds personal. Because I never said anything about liking you. And it's just like, from then, I would have clapped it back at him. It's just like, from then, I just don't. Because I don't, to save me and you. You said, I don't get very many, I don't feel like I'll get very many, yes, I'm not looking for a relationship. I can take those. Okay, you're not looking for a relationship. Okay, either next or okay, now what? But I don't talk to big girls or little stupid stuff like that. And I'm not ready for it. That's the rejection I'm talking about.
Oh, the response is what you're afraid of.
Yeah.
That's a legit real answer for sure. I think for me, I don't know if the rejection will play a part for me. I think I'm an introvert at heart for sure, for sure. So I literally like if y'all see me everywhere and y'all be like, oh, this from I'll be the first one out the door. Candace never tell you,
Yes.
baby, when that event is over, I'm in my car on the way home. Anybody know for sure they trying to shoot their shot or trying to get to know Tears. You gotta really be fast because you're gone, okay? But I don't think, for me, honestly, I would have to kind of see how we vibing, if that makes sense, right? Like I can, be around you and it could be a general conversation that we have, and you may ask me about my day, about your, how your day is. And if I feel like there's something there, if he kind of do a little something, I'll be like, oh, okay, but I still wouldn't say anything. For me, I wouldn't say that he's rejecting me, because for me, I don't think he know what's in front of him. Does that make sense? So I'm like, you missing out. It's your loss that you didn't shoot your shot, or you didn't make the pass, or you didn't say something. Even if, you know what I'm saying, even if you did decide to say something, I'll be like, oh, okay, and go along with it. But I think that sometimes, we are, the reason why we won't do it is because, of course, rejection ties apart. But for me, I think it would be a little bit of rejection, but it would be like, you know what, maybe that maybe that wasn't, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, definitely does make sense. So I got another one. So this is okay, let me just read it. So would you entertain, and I'm asking everybody, so put your response in the comments. Would you entertain a man or a woman when you knew you had no intent of building a future with them? Meaning like, okay, I'm single, I'm bored,
Girl,
I'll go out to eat.
That's not nice.
girl, that
But it happens
there,
every day.
real honey.
It does, but that's so not nice.
Facts.
Girl,
That's not nice.
that's just you know what? Honestly, that is a heartbreak waiting to happen. It really is. And it's actually sad that people do have to do experience that, because I've experienced that. And I know a lot of many women in the comments may say they experienced that as well. If you didn't, thank God. Because it's not really something that anybody asked for, I don't think. Right. Because I think that's why a lot of people would say, when they first meet somebody, they'll ask you, hey, what is your purpose in this? Are we gonna be friends? Do you see yourself with me? Do you want a relationship? I think I read a book about defining a relationship, and they were talking about defining your relationship with Jesus. But I thought about it in this scenario, it was like defining a relationship, because I think we as women, we don't want to waste time, right? Because we are already thinking about so many other factors. I got my biological clock ticking. I'm talking about my age. I'm doing this. I'm bringing whatever to the table. So I don't want to waste time, right? But men are not like that. You do got some men that are ready. They're ready. They know what they want. Like, don't get me wrong. But for me, it's like that type of situation, you do have to discern and say, hey, is this man really ready for what I'm ready for? Or is this woman really ready what I'm waiting, you know what I'm saying? Or what I really want at this moment. And if they really don't respond the way that you think, just like Candace, you were talking about the red flags earlier, I think you should run. Honestly, because you're saving yourself time, you're saving yourself the energy. And one of the things that I learned, with people that I knew for a fact that this may not go nowhere, and you still entertain it. Let's talk
Mm.
about that. Like, you know it ain't going nowhere, and you
Right.
entertain it. That right, like, okay, like you already too deep, so you might as well just go and keep on swimming at this point. You know what I'm saying? So it's really, really, it's like, okay, what do I do? So I honestly, that is hard to really answer, because some people do be in a relation, saying be in a relationship like that. But I really feel the person, and let me say this. I'm gonna say this, and I hope somebody catch this, because I did. God don't play about me. I'm gonna say it again, and you should say God don't play about me either. Because if I'm God's daughter, He gonna make sure that they reap what they sow, because they can't play with me when I ain't even come to play with you. I wasn't looking for you. You came to me. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the thing that I'm like, I know for sure God doesn't play about his daughters, because he does have that sensitive side of him. Because if he for sure knew that he was going to come in and didn't want nothing from you, whether it was just sex, your money, or just entertainment, his time, whatever, you do as a woman have the right to say, listen, I know this ain't going nowhere, bruh, or whatever, sis, and I'm not interested in wasting my time, but I want you to know God don't play. So you don't think that you just gonna come into my life and wreck, and don't think this will come back on you, because it does. We really have to understand that when that happens, you treat the situation, you pray for them, you get out of the situation. You like, God, I understand this happened. You may not even understand why it happened, You get what I'm saying? You may not even understand why. It could be a lesson that you needed to learn in that
Yeah.
season, or God wanted to fix your heart in forgiveness, or whatever the case may be. But I learned to, how can I say this? I learned to make sure my heart is in a right posture, right? That I'm postured in the right way. So if you did come in my life to do me harm, just know God don't play about me. That's all I want to say.
Yes. Yes, sis. And that just goes back to the importance of guarding your heart.
For
You
sure.
know, sometimes a man or woman approaches and it's like the initial excitement, the initial spark of getting to know this person and anxiousness about that thing, like you mentioned earlier, going on this tangent of planning your future with this person. You still in the getting to know phase. You don't even know if this person's gonna make it out of that phase.
Ooh,
And I just learned to be
please.
say
Okay.
that again.
I'll go back to it.
Yes, I've learned to be prayerful and God, show me what it is I need to see about this person. I don't care who you are. Yes, we want to be our authentic selves, but it's something about first meeting somebody where you just automatically showing your best self, essentially. Out as genuine as I want to be. Yes, I put my best foot forward when I'm getting to know somebody. So I'm always praying, God, show me what I need to know. Like, is this my person the entire time? And as red flags or things begin to pop up, although it may be a sting, I'd rather have that little sting or pinch than I end up 4 years later
Mm,
and it is detrimental. Like it is will mentally take me out to even think about disconnecting from this person because this is not the one. So I believe sometimes we try to avoid that initial pain. We're like, okay, well, I'm already in it, I'ma just
mm. Yeah, I think, the only word that I keep hearing is worth.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like worth, really understanding we as women are worth it. And that's something that God really showed me. He was like, Tirsa, you're worthy. You're worthy of one of my sons. You're worthy and you're worth the wait.
Yes.
And so that really had to be engraved in my mind for me to know I am worthy enough of one of God's sons.
Mhm.
Understand? Like I'm worthy enough. And that goes back to doing the internal work that we previously talked about, where we gotta learn how to do the inner work, so we can have that confidence, so we can be able to understand that if this person coming to waste my time, I'm good for you to go on your way, for you to think that I'm not missing anything because you don't want nothing from me, right? You didn't you just want me to pass the time with you. Like, no. So I think about it, it's like I think for me, my biggest lesson and my lessons going forward literally was like knowing my worth and knowing, understanding I'm worthy enough. And I think that sometimes we don't get that as women, that we sometimes settle in the weight, right? We sometimes settle in a way because we don't know how worthy we are. And that goes back to you knowing that Jesus died for you. He literally died for you to know that you're worth it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And also be mindful of and I'm gonna speak from my personal experience. When I finally like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do this right, or I'm gonna do this right. And the first guy that came along who claimed to be this man of God or whatever you want to call it, I'm like, this is exciting. Counterfeit.
Ooh.
So we have to be mindful that it doesn't matter their title, who they are, who they say they are. They can be counterfeit as well. So I'm just really being prayerful about that thing because we all know everybody at one point was in a relationship where you felt like you was blinded. In hindsight, you like, man, how did I miss all that? Same situation.
Mm,
Same situation. Be prayerful so that you can see what it is that you need to see about this person. See if this is again your person. Is this the one, or
mm.
is this a counterfeit? Because they come in all shapes and sizes. They be fine as I don't know what, together, you know
But
meet everything on your list.
one of the things I did, honestly, when someone approached me, this was years ago. When someone approached me and I thought literally God had sent this person and they really wanted to pursue something, I told them, give me 3 days. I said, give me 3 days. And what I did was I did a fast. I fasted for 3 days and I asked God, who is who who did he who sent him? Right. And I think that sometimes, if a man respectfully say, hey, I'll give you 3 days, because in that 3 days, they either gonna say, oh, it ain't worth it, or they gonna, what I'm saying, something about this God is gonna show you. So maybe, sometimes you can say, if you know for sure that this person is maybe the one, maybe y'all need to go into some prayer and fasting. Maybe y'all both need to go apart from each other and say, hey, give me 3 days, or give me 7 days, or give me that 21 days where we going to pray and fast together or separately, whatever you two decide to do, so that you can know this is God. Because I don't, again, you will see the red flags. Again, God would not, bring you somebody that he know for sure is that ain't coming from him, right? And again, we have to understand what categories to put people in, because they may not be who you think they are. They can be assignments to you that are sent to you to really maybe to minister to them, right? And I know for me, I can't minister to a guy, right? I will link them another guy that I know is in the Lord, right? So that's all I'm saying. Like, maybe use wisdom when we get approached, from people, especially on social media days anyway.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I got this game, right?
Oh Lord.
So it's called red flag or let it pass. That's your answer. I'm gonna make a statement or a question. You categorize it as a red flag or something you would let pass.
Okay.
Okay.
The people still there. I can't see no comments.
Oh yeah.
Hey
You don't
y'all.
see them on the side? Well, because a while ago when we were talking about the entertainment part, and she said a lot of people come in and entertain and they don't really, or how entertaining somebody and you don't really want them.
Mhm.
Agent Murphy said, how long are they entertaining this person? And I just responded with 15 minutes is too long if you know you don't want them.
3 months. I feel her for sure.
Thanks.
1 minute.
True, the
Thanks.
same for months, baby. And that month you look for a year and two, and they nothing went for.
Okay, so let's jump right in. So number one, it's been 3 months and you're not clear on where you stand with this person that you're currently seeing. Would you identify that as a red flag or would you let it pass?
Or ask for clarity.
That's all the clarity you get.
Hey, say it one more time.
So it's been 3 months and you're not clear on where you stand with this person you're seeing, you're dating, seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, would that be considered a red flag to you, or is that something that you would let pass?
I'm kind of with Tia. I need
Uh,
clarity.
yeah, Molly even said it. She said, just ask.
Just ask. See, that goes back to that communication thing.
Yeah.
Don't know how to
Like, because perception is everything. So he could be doing everything to show you we're dating, but in your head, that's not what you needed to see, that you're dating. And so you need to let him know, like, okay, where
Say
are we?
that thing.
What are we doing?
Say that thing.
That
And
goes
he's like, bought you food.
back to define a relationship, because maybe he just like, you know what, I want to take things slow. I don't want to rush this. I want to get to know you as a friend. Because have you now listen to this, y'all. Have y'all ever heard Mary say, make sure that you be your husband friend first?
Mm-hmm.
I can go back to that friendship. Like when y'all arguing and stuff like that, like build that friendship
Mm-hmm.
marriage. So being friend is not a bad thing. Being somebody friend is not a bad thing. So it's, to me, it's like, okay, if we've been talking in 3 months, y'all getting to know each other. Dating is getting
Exactly.
collecting information, right, about this person. It's still on you to say, do I like them?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Absolutely.
So my thing is, maybe at that 3 months, you still trying to get to know this person. Maybe y'all don't even want to define a relationship right now. Maybe that a relationship don't even exist at this point. It's only ships, friendship.
Yeah. And like I was saying, like, because, and we talked about love languages, maybe the way they're doing everything to show you this is where we are ain't the way you used to sing. This is where we are. And so you like, okay, where are we? Like, I need to know where we are, because buying me food ain't telling me you're my boyfriend. And he like, well, I bought you food. Just like, yeah, my cousin bought me food too, so I need to know who he is.
Right. Like, I wouldn't necessarily call that a red flag. I would really just be like, okay, maybe I need to communicate like somebody and say, hey, let's talk about this, because I want everyone to know where I stand with you. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't let it pass, because what if he is it and you too deep?
Absolutely.
Be deep. We can be deep for sure.
Comments for that question. Molly said, just asked. And she also said, oh, after 45 days we get married and I picked out my wedding venue. Just kidding.
Rest is okay.
Okay, so the next question is, the person you're dating has a roommate of the opposite sex. Is that a red flag, or you'll let it pass?
Let it pass, but God, it's gonna drive me nuts. Woo!
Person has the opposite sex as a roommate.
Mm-hmm.
What is the relationship between them two? Because that could be his son.
They're friends.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Would you let that pass, Tirsa?
No, her face saying it all.
My response, honestly, will be, you need to move out.
Flat out.
Oh,
okay,
so nah, he homeless.
So, the person you are dating doesn't want you to have friends of the opposite sex. Would you say that's a red flag, or you will let it pass?
I think that's unhealthy.
Red flag.
So you saying, wait a minute, because y'all know me, I can't just be saying red flag and move it on.
When
The
she said it, I said, Tirsa not gonna fly for no explanation.
Can we get some context?
The person you're dating doesn't want you to have male friends or friends of the opposite sex.
I can see where he comes from. I can see that.
Look at Tia.
Like, wait,
I tell you that this is Benjamin, and me and Benjamin have been friends since 5th grade, and you tell me I can't be friends with Benjamin? What's the problem? Why? I've been friends with Benjamin since 5th grade.
Just like, okay, it's still red.
Some people and some men don't. But would you end the friendship just because of his insecurities?
No, but that's why it's a red flag.
That is true. Definitely a red flag.
Now we're gonna have to get to the bottom of it, because it could possibly just, but red flag.
Okay, so the person.
Now, extend on that question. If he tell you can't have friends of the opposite sex, and y'all sit down and talk about it, and like Molly said, you find out because he dated somebody from the streets, do you let it pass? Like, you find out that the reason why he says that is because he just has trust issues from past relationships. Consecutively, he has messed with girls that had friends of the opposite sex, but they end up being more than friends. And he finds out, and he just at this point fed up, and he like, nah, bro, I can't date nobody with friends of the opposite sex. Do you let it pass, or is it still a red flag?
He needs some healing.
Are you gonna be there for his healing?
She said she ain't the nurse for that. She's not the practitioner. I can't with her. Her face said no.
She said he needs some healing.
He do. He really that. For
so
sure.
What if the person you're dating is friends with a few of their exes? Red flag, or you'll let it pass?
Red flag. What? No, wait.
Over here.
That's real.
I've had a situation for sure. That was yeah, for sure. I don't know if that's a red flag. I would honestly let it pass. The reason being, let let me hear me out. Hear me out.
I'm listening.
The reason being is because I'm just gonna go ahead and not even say nothing because y'all over here like.
No, we just tuned in. We tuned in.
I think I would have to figure out how the relationship is. Does that make sense? Like I need to know how their relationship is because some people never worked out and they, you know what I'm saying, was only together, I mean, you know, for a month or so and they just remained cool. Nothing was crossed, no boundaries was crossed. They didn't have sex, they never kids. They just dated and knew it. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I would need to have context of that past relationship. I wouldn't just say, you know, no, you can't be friends. But if they, you know, was close to getting married and moved in with each other and all this other stuff, no, it has to, no, for sure.
I don't know. I don't even know if that guy stipulated.
So
You're gonna have to tell me. You're gonna have to tell me one or two things.
Oh, you know,
Listen, you're gonna have to tell me sis is married and moved on, or you're gonna have to tell me sis is gay.
You say what?
Because I'm not. It's not, and it wouldn't even be from the standpoint of I don't trust him.
You don't trust her.
That part.
No, I'm just asking. You don't trust
Yeah,
her.
that part. I don't trust her. It's not that I don't trust you. I don't trust her. Because I can say all day long, oh, I don't want him. Oh, that's just my friend. We used to date.
His best friend is a woman. You not gonna date him because he got a girl?
Oh no, my husband's best friend was a woman. But so she's married with kids. And they've been married for years.
Well, does that matter?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, that matters.
I'm just asking because maybe men that have best friends as women and no lines to cross.
Red flag.
Okay, so the next one, the person you're dating, you guys have been dating for 1 month and they want you to meet their parents. Would you let that pass or it's a red flag?
They want you to meet the parents?
Pass. Mm-hmm. What is red?
Right. Oh no, I'm just.
You ain't even answering the questions.
Oh, I would let that pass. That's a pass for me.
That's a pass.
The other questions. Can
Hi,
Mama. Right. You just come on. We want to know what you think too.
I say no to the opposite sex roommate. That's a red flag for me. I say no to the friends with the exes. That's a red flag for me. You made some great points about the opposite sex being the person you're dating being friends with the opposite sex. So I'm definitely in agreement with what you said, Tirsa. That made sense. That made sense to me. So the next one is,
hold on before you move to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Molly said, wait, I'm friend with all of my exes too, so we can play spades. She also said,
I get it.
She also said Tirsa is cheating at the game and Tia is cheating at the game. And she also said, hey.
Oh, because I'm not. So I'm not. I need to. Okay, let me just answer the question.
And she also said that that time frame of 1 month of meeting the parents sounds right because they get married in 45 days. Too,
oh my God.
I know my mother-in-law.
That's why I said, hey, mama.
For real. How's your?
I mean, because even if you're just friends, meeting his parents ain't, bad. Then she may put in his ear that. No, it's fine.
So what would you say about the person you're dating being too clingy?
Ooh. Clingy is not a word in my dictionary.
So you clingy, Tia.
About clingy over here because I'm definitely yeah. I'm
look at my face.
I think for me it goes back to my love language because time is everything for me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to say I can't distinguish if I'm clingy. I don't like being clingy, but I kind of know what I am. Does that make sense? Absolutely. So it's like, yeah, I don't know.
Let me tell you. Clingy and thirsty are two words that I have X'd out my dictionary. There's no such thing as thirsty. It's called persistent. And there's no such thing as clingy. It's called love.
Wait a minute. was the go back to the question?
You're dating someone and they're too clingy. Would you let that pass, or would you consider that a red
I'm
flag?
gonna go with Molly. How long were
Yes.
we dating?
Huh?
How long? I'm gonna go with Molly.
Y'all been dating for 45 days.
No, that's I don't know. I mean, you can click with somebody at day one.
I would let that
Okay,
pass because
listen,
I
clingy
think
is
it does.
nice.
I'm
Yeah,
thinking about my personal love language, so I think I would let that pass for sure.
yeah.
Yes, clingy is not. Guys, it's okay.
It
Now,
is,
listen. Everything needs boundaries, though.
as long as
Remember,
they're not
okay?
stalking you now.
Yes, everything needs boundaries. So you can be clingy, but you need boundaries. You know? So, like,
Absolutely.
that's why clingy isn't a word, because I can always want to be around you, but I know that, okay, he's going to need some space and I'm going to need my space. But after that space, just know I'll be back.
That ain't it.
I'm just saying, because I love when I'm with us, my significant other, I love being like, when we're at home, I love being up under you. When you're
Mm,
at work, I want to know, did you eat lunch? What'd you eat for lunch? Who made you mad? Did anybody make you mad? Did you breathe today? Like, I want to know. Like,
yes, that's
it's in my nature. So I'm literally like, good morning, have a good day. Make sure you stay positive, head on straight. Good afternoon. What did you eat for lunch? Was it a day? How's your day going? Good night. See you later. Like, I'm that person,
yeah,
period.
yeah, for sure. I agree. But I don't know about the clinginess. Just I it don't sit right with me because I know when I do it, right, and then I feel like the other feel like I'm hovering over them too much, and then I get very insecure because I'm like, oh, this person may not like it, and they don't want me, you know what I'm saying, to be around them. And
And
then
now what if you
I'm
stop?
fire in my love language, so it's kind of like I have to draw the line too much sometimes, for me to be like, okay, this person may not want this at the time, or you know what I'm saying. So I'll have the person come to me in a sense, but yeah, I'm definitely for sure clingy for sure.
Clingy with boundaries.
That's true.
I like that. Clingy with boundaries.
That,
I know when I need to pull back. Just know when you tell me to come back, I'm coming back and I'm coming back hard.
So that was all the questions for that game. Did you ladies have any thing you wanted to say before we kind of wrapped up?
Molly says stalking equals love.
for real, you got to know what you're doing. I mean, you can't be ignorant. You got to have some kind of. I'm just. I mean,
I'm just saying, I really hate when people say, "Oh, he's too thirsty." Well, get a man some water. It's not thirsty, it's persistence. Like, and then when he don't pursue you, when he's not going after you, and he was not persistent, and he don't pursue you, then he's so inconsistent. But when he was texting you every day, he was thirsty.
Which
Y'all
mm,
one is it,
confusing
Chris?
him.
oh, you getting into it, okay?
Like, make up your mind. Text me.
That is true.
Tell me you need some water.
It is cracking up. that,
Just saying.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
me.
that wow. That is true. That's true.
That's all I'm saying.
But I think I'm kind of like I'll let you go. You know what I'm saying? Let's go have your space. Like if we are around each other 24/7, I know for me, I'll just let you go ahead and go. But that doesn't mean I don't miss you. It just
Right.
I would just let you go. You have your space. I have my space. You know what I'm saying? To think or do whatever, hang with your friends or whatever. But I guess in the back of my mind, I know you coming back home. You know what I'm saying? So that sense of security that I have within our friendship or our relationship, then I know that I can be vulnerable with you and say, you know what I'm saying, that he won't know that I'm being clingy. He'll understand that that's just her. That's just how she shows her love towards me because she's happy I'm home. She's happy to see me. She's happy for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That I'm asking about her day and she asked about mine. So I think that, like you said, that whole border, boundary type thing for me, it does play a part for sure, for sure. So
Absolutely. Well, this was definitely a good conversation.
yeah, for sure.
And my 2 cent is just I mean, truly be encouraged. Um, in our singleness, even to myself, be encouraged in our singleness. Like there is joy in being single as well. Like you talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm trying to catch flights. Not feelings.
Girl,
I'm trying to catch flights and get up and go when I want to. But when my time does come, I will be
Ready.
ready.
But just know you packing your own clothes, and I'm not packing your clothes too.
And be prayerful about even men and women that you are meeting, so that you can see what it is you need to see about that person, because don't nobody want to waste their time on neither end. Or whatever, and just honestly continue pursuing wholeness, whatever that looks like for you as an individual. So that's my 2 cents.
I,
Anything you ladies want to add?
I,
What'd you say, Tirsa?
I said, do Tia want to go, or I can? Go? Okay. My takeaways for real, for sure tonight, and really just supporting to the people that are watching. I would honestly say, be as whole as possible. That you can be, right, with allowing God to heal you in ways that you never thought that He can. Get to that. I'm gonna say, strive to become whole. Um, some things are not exposed until you get in relationships. You don't know if you're clinging till you're with somebody. You don't know what you need or what you really want until you with that person, right? Or you don't know even when you marry and this man may be the person. Well, this man is the person God has for you. You don't know your ins and out. You don't know how you react to certain things. So I was personally to pour to the people that are watching, try to be as whole as possible, because when you're broken, what I'm saying, and when we're broken to different pieces, it's whole for us to put ourselves together. So that's where God comes in at. So I would say, try to strive to be as whole as possible in your singleness, because as people say, bringing saying what you bring into the table, but really you're bringing what I'm saying, and all your brokenness and all your wholeness. So try to be as whole as possible, whatever that looks like for you. So if you know that you're dealing with self-esteem, low self-esteem, you know that you're dealing with a lack of faith in God in your relationship, whatever that is that you know that you're lacking, try to ask God to fix that or help you fix that. What I'm saying, in a way, if you have anger problems, it could be attitude problems where you want to clap back, whatever that is, really ask God to say, hey, God, I need help with this, right? To help me to be whole, help me to get healed, or whatever that is that I need to be in this season of my life before I meet Him. Because again, you may not know how you're going to respond to certain things you get into that situation. Trust me, that's for me, and probably for somebody else. For two, I think that I wanted to say to the people, like, sometimes, we can say what we will do in a situation till we get there, kind of. And for me, like, with those questions, I needed the context, because that's that type of woman. I need to know the context and everything, right? But sometimes God won't tell you everything when you get into that relationship, because if He tell you that that person had this type of past, or that person did this, X, Y, won't even look at them twice. What I'm saying? And I think we talked about that list where, we say, hey, we want A, B, C on that list, but man literally probably committed a felon, what I'm saying? And you like, oh, I don't want no jailbird. But this man loves God, or whatever the case. So maybe, just really just ask yourself, like, hey, it's my, not saying you got to lower your expectation, but really give God the room to really wiggle out some things in you and wiggle out some things in that person, for you to be able to say, hey, God, grace me for this person. He graced this man, what I'm saying? He graced our marriage. He graced our relationship, because I'm not going to compare my relationship or my marriage with nobody. And then I think that was pretty much, I think that was it. But yeah.
That was good. Anything from you, Tia?
No, not really. I guess to remember from episode 1, and also what Trisha just said in episode 2, that it's about to sound weird, but I tell me if I need to make clarification of what I'm saying. There's nothing more that you can do outside of what God tells you to do for your husband or for your significant other to come faster.
That's some good stuff.
Get it? So like we talked about in the beginning A, B, and C, or X, Y, and Z doing this and this and that. But what God tells you to do, even if he's telling you whatever he's telling you to do, even if it has nothing to do with preparing you to be a husband or a wife, do it. And worry about just that. So if he's telling you, oh, I need you to open up a bank account and start a business and start your business and move out of town and do this and do that. And you like, but God, wait a minute, that ain't got nothing to do with my, don't worry about it. Because everything else is going to line up, because ultimately the significant other and everything that you're asking for is in his plan. And if you trust his plan, you trust that everything he's doing is to get you to your final destination, your final where he wants you to be. And I say that because a lot of times we can find ourselves even we could talk about it all day long. I could talk about it on episode 1. I could talk about it on episode 2. I could talk about it in between episodes on Clubhouse. But I can still find myself in my own personal time trying to figure out what it is about me why am I still single? Instead of what do I need to do to get closer to God, the person who holds my relationship. Yeah. It's kind of like you could do everything you would like to do. I could learn, like we said, I can learn how to cook. I can learn how to watch. I could do all of that and still not have him because I didn't do nothing God told me to do. So
that was a good nugget.
Good.
Yeah. Just focus on kingdom work.
Yes. Yes.
You'll fulfill your kingdom.
So what I'm hearing is obedience is key.
But scripture says obedience is better than sacrifice. So sacrifice your relationship if you want to without being obedient.
Yeah, well, what can you say after that?
I know that I was going to say that's a good place to end. Oh, that's a good place to end. We thank you guys for tuning in to episode 2 of Wedding Now What. Definitely follow the page if you're not at Wedding Now What on Facebook to keep up with the updates and what's going on. We'll be back. We'll be back.
Oh no, and tell them about Clubhouse.
Yes. So I'll definitely be posting when we're doing our next room on Clubhouse. Come in, join the conversation. We usually do it weekdays. And later in the evening, so like around 8:00. So definitely be looking for that too. And if you need an invite, inbox me. I got some invites. So thanks for tuning in tonight. Bye.
Bye, guys.